And here are my 500 points of Orks for a 500 point combat patrol, which I'll be playing against some Admech Skitarii. So basically, for the Ork list, which is my one, we have a war boss who has the lucky stick and a twin link shooter and a power claw. Then we have two boys squads at the back here, which consist of 20 boys, two big shooters, and a boss snob with a power claw each and a slugger. Other than that, everything's pretty much as you see. So now we'll see what Daryl has bought for his Admech Skitarii force. And this is Daryl's Admech Skitarii force. So Daryl, what have you bought?
Okay, so over here we've got the Castellan robot maniple representing the Adeptus Mechanicus. So that's two Castellan robots with 2 power fists each and a heavy phosphor blaster.
Okay.
In the front we have the Data Smith that goes with them, but he hasn't got any upgrades. Next across, the first of the Skitarii units is a unit of Skitarii Rangers. The only upgrade there is the Trans-Oronic Arquebus, which is a very powerful sniper.
Yes.
See about that one. And then along from there is my Onagar Dreamcaller. Now the Dreamcaller, the only upgrade that's got is a change in the main gun, which is to a neutron laser with a Cognis heavy stubber.
Okay, right. We'll see you in game. Okay, turn 1 Admech Skitarii. So Daryl, you have a bit of movement here?
I have. So the Castellan robot maniple has moved up with the Data Smith behind to kind of start moving towards that relic and securing the area. They can't take it themselves, being monstrous creatures, but they can secure the area. And then the Onagar Dreamcaller has scuttled forward to kind of open up a line of fire and just try and discourage some more going towards that relic. Unlikely.
I think we're going to have some casualties, but anyway.
And then these guys, they stay put at the moment. Reason being, they are my only unit that can take the relic, but they're also where the warlord is. So they're going to just try and pop shoot a couple off.
Oh, we'll pop onto your shooting phase then. Okay, turn 1 Admech Skitarii shooting, and so Daryl, you activated a doctrine? Or
Indeed. So at the beginning of the turn, that's beginning of movement phase. The Skitarii activated Gun Drill Symbiosis Beta. It's gave them +2 to their ballistic skill, -1 to their weapon skill.
Okay.
Very powerful voice. And then the Castellan robots, because they get the canticles of the Omniscire rule, they did the Benediction of Omniscience, which allowed them to re-roll shooting attacks of 1s.
Okay. Then you shot me.
I did. I shot you with everything I had, and well, I unleashed a hail of withering fire, and I managed to take out about 6 or 7 orcs.
Yeah.
So not bad, but they've still got the numbers.
We shall see. Got to get close enough to make those numbers count.
Indeed.
So
the Castellans, they have activated their Conqueror protocol. So they can no longer shoot next turn, but they will have their attacks characteristic doubled.
Fine.
And that's maybe indicative of what I'm expecting to come.
Fine, so we'll now move into turn 1 for the Orks, because there is no assault obviously. So I'll see you then. Okay, so turn 1 Orks movement. Essentially, these guys just moved up with the War Boss and Boss Snob there. And over here, this squad also moved up here, hopefully. Depending on how many are left by the end of this next turn, we'll see what actually happens. It could be interesting, or it could just be a complete farce, you never know. So now we'll move on to my shooting phase, which I'm going to do some running essentially. Okay, so on my shooting phase I ran both squads, so the War Boss's squad managed to get up a little bit there. Obviously they lost a few men, so they're not quite as far forward. Got a 5 on their run. And the good news is this squad got a 6, so we are getting much closer now, which is good. So well now, as I can't do an assault, we will now move into Admech Skitarii turn 2. Okay, turn to Admech Skitarii. So just before we start, you're seeing what you've done for your movement. What was this one you activated down?
So I've activated Binaric Omniscience Alpha.
Obviously you can read it if you want, guys, so I like Daryl pronouncing it.
Yeah, it's I love this army, but it's got some difficult wording to it. But essentially, +3 ballistic skill, -2 weapon skill.
Fine, okay.
For the Skitarii units in the army.
And we'll just shift over here to the left.
Yeah. Now, the Rangers have stayed put. They're going to open up some withering fire and try and whittle down the Orks a bit. The Dune Striders come forward, and I've got access to shooting both squads. And the Maniple, they move forward. With their Conqueror protocol activated, I'm going to try and go in for an assault. They've also activated the Chant of the Remorseless Fist, which essentially means reroll ones in close combat.
Okay. Right, well, let's see what happens in the shooting phase. Okay, turn to shooting for Skitarii Admech. Daryl, what happened?
Okay, so what could fire fired? The Rangers fired in, not as effective this turn. The Transronic Archons pinged off an Ork, as did the Warlord, but the other three, nope. They didn't get through. The Dune Strider fired over at this unit, fairly effective, managed to take out a good 3 or 4 Orks.
There's 4 in the end yet.
So, whittling that squad down as well. I'm going to try and assault in a minute, so we'll wait and see how that goes.
Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so during the assault phase, unfortunately,
They didn't make it.
because they didn't quite make it in, did they? They needed a 9, I believe, was it? Or was it
8?
8, but they only rolled I think it's 6 in the end, so
not quite.
neither would recover, sadly. But we'll now move on to turn 2 for the Orks. Okay, turn 2 movement for Orks. So I did call my war, so we're going to have some assault fun here in a minute, hopefully. They've still got a lot of attacks as Kasayan, so I'm not, it's going to be painful either way, I think. So that squad's moved up though, and this other Ork boy squad's moved around here. So now we'll move on to the shooting phase where I'll do some runs, ready to hope we get right in range for a good solid charge. Okay. Okay, turn 2 Orks, the shooting phase. We didn't do any shooting obviously, because I decided to run up to get as close as possible so we can get as many bodies into this combat as possible, because I do need to wipe these out probably in the first round, if we can, but we shall see. Because I get Furious Charged, all of my boys can wound it on the first turn, but after that it's only Power Claws. So we shall see what happens. So now we're going to be on to the assault phase, so if I fail any assault phase charges, I probably won't bother filming the next round because it's embarrassing.
It's make or break time.
It's make or break time. So see you in the assault phase. Okay, so assault for Orks there. We did really well, to be honest, although the Ork boys really, they did actually do quite a lot of wounds, but unfortunately the 3-up save was quite good. So that saved them there, but unfortunately the undoing of the Custom Robots was the Power Claws from the War Boss and the 2 Ork knobs.
It's the weight of numbers there. The
It's a lot.
They're powerful, but that many attacks with Power Claws, didn't stand a chance.
And sad, no, actually, I'm going to say, nicely for me, the Data Smith is actually fearless. So I'm now locked in combat with 2 units, and so I'm not going to get shot at next turn, which is nice. But I just think Daryl probably sees the useless side of the coin there, and he hates me at the moment. So
I'm not happy, but
we'll now move on to turn 3 for Skitarii Admech. Okay, we did actually realise that the Data wasn't fearless, so we just quickly rolled for leadership there at the end, and then did the consolidate as well because he ran away. But other than that, nothing else has changed. So we'll now move on to turn 3 for Skitarii Admech. Okay, turn 3 for Skitarii Admech. Daryl.
Right, well, the Data Smith failed to rally and is proceeding to chicken off the board. That's you! And these guys essentially just opening up a gun line. It's looking pretty grim.
We'll see. You've got some nice firepower still, in my opinion.
Yeah. You've got the numbers, so it depends how much I can hurt you.
It's got to make fair leadership.
How much I can hurt you this turn, so we're waiting. I've boosted their ballistic skill by 1 with the hazard optimization gamma. bit easier to pronounce that one.
Yes. Okay, so we'll now move on to your shooting phase. Okay, turn 3 for the Admech Skitarii. Daryl?
Okay, so the most effective by far was the Dune Crawler, firing his blast into this unit, wiping out 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And combined with the heavy stubber. The Rangers, again, just not quite there. I think they just need an extra few men to kind of add to the firepower.
Probably, yeah.
They took off a couple at this unit here with rapid fire, but that unit is still very strong and probably going to charge me in a moment.
Yeah, I think we've got to have a go, haven't we? So, alright, so we'll now move into my turn 3 because there is no assault, so let's see what happens. Okay, turn 3 Orks, my movement phase. Essentially what I've done here is this boy's squad has taken the relic and is starting to move back with it. The war boss separated off from them and he's going to go and see if he can eat a crawler, hopefully.
No.
And then the other boy squad has moved up to engage probably the Rangers. I might try a multi-assault in a minute, I don't know yet, we're going to see how we do. So we'll now move on to the shooting phase because I've got some shots I can fire. Okay, so turn 3 Orks, shooting. 2 big shooters opened up at the Rangers, didn't do anything. I don't really want to shoot much more with it because I think I'm going to try for an assault rather than shooting them down. So we'll now move on to turn 3 assault for Orks. Okay, so at the end of turn 3 for Orks there, we decided to call it because the assault I got off was good and we ended up killing, I think, 3 Rangers, was it down?
3 Rangers.
And then the Dune Crawler went down to the war boss, opening up like a tin opener. So we're going to claim that as a bit of loot now. So Daryl, can you just hand that over? That'd be great. And I'll orca fire that up, please. No, not really. You spent too much time on that this week to have that done to it. So yeah, so any comments on the game, Daryl?
Numbers, blasted numbers. I've been building up these Skitarii and I think I made them too small to elite. So, go home, add a bit more, flesh out some of the Ranger squads.
That's fair enough.
Start getting some numbers on my side.
Must admit, yeah, I didn't think I'd get as close as I did, to be honest. But the war really helped in the second turn, closing the gap.
Definitely. And taking out those Castellans as well, weight of numbers.
Yeah, hidden power claws are always pretty nasty sometimes. So, anyway. So that's the game. Ended up with me obviously winning because I've got the relic and Warlord. Well, I think I would have got the Warlord kill eventually, but good game all the same now. So I haven't played them. I haven't played Admech Skitarii ever.
Well, this is both our first game for the Skitarii and the Orks for you. So quite an interesting learning the rules, finding out what everything does. Good fun. Yeah,
because I haven't played them except in a tournament a while ago. So I have played them off camera, but not on camera before for the studio. So hopefully we'll see them again soon. Anyway, so this is Tom from BlackToad Studio and from Daryl as well, so take care.